has one of the lowest school dropout rates in Asia, and efforts by the Education Ministry, schools, and voluntary welfare organizations have halved the dropout figures from 3.6% in 2002 to 1.5% in 2009. One key effort is to identify students at risk. Known as potential school leavers, they're identified by watching out for early signs of disengagement, failure, and an expression of desire to quit school. 16-year-old Brandon was identified as a potential school leaver 1 year ago. Due to his poor results, he had to repeat Secondary 3. The reality of having to redo his Secondary 3 hit the normal academic students so hard last year that he decided to quit.
I feel that very disappointed to myself that I didn't score as well as I did in Sec 1 and Sec 2, and I didn't know that my marks really dropped drastically. At the time I feel that I'm just very tired, so I just decided drop out of school.
But Brandon also knew that he didn't put in as much effort in his studies as he should have. He was addicted to gaming. He would be hunched over his computer till 1 o'clock every morning.
And the next day is school again, and I get tired, so I sleep in school or copy homework from friends. My parents does ask me, why did you play computer for long hours? Because I just tell them that I feel bored. Because mostly they work until very late, so I'm all alone in my house, no one to talk to, so computer is only my so-called best friend.
Brandon's refusal to repeat a year in school stemmed from his fear that he would be ostracized by his new younger classmates. Brandon soon slipped into bad company and started playing truant. His mother too was at a loss of how to control her only child. Working long hours as a stall assistant didn't allow her much time to bond with Brandon or take much notice of his performance in school. When you told your mom and dad that you wanted to quit school, how did they react?
Although my mom say that if you want to drop out, you drop out, I just send you to army, but I think she doesn't mean it. Every parents will think they want their kids to be successful in the future. They don't really say what they mean, although it's sometimes hurtful.
会觉得自己没有时间照顾他，没有时间跟他讲话，回到家很迟了，但他没有把心事告诉我，但我回来只会跟他发脾气而已。因为我是觉得他没有可以讲话的人，所以他跟着朋友走了。
Brandon was identified as a potential school leaver. He then attended a time-out motivation camp for at-risk repeat students. It was at this camp that Brandon shared his problems and eventually changed his mind about dropping out of school.
Tell us that study is important and ask us to continue. And at that time, I really think about that, and it's quite true that I need to study more to achieve what I want, my goal in life, and my future, what I want to be, and how successful I want to be.
As we compare it to last year when I was teaching him, and I was also his level team then, Brandon seems to be quite distracted in the class, a lot of things on his mind. And in some sense, when he began to underperform academically, couldn't pay attention when it comes to submission of homework, it's not regular, and he also has a attendance problem. In that sense, a lot has changed ever since this year. We can see that he's more anchored now, more stable. We pay more attention in class. In general, definitely more interested in the academic, and he's doing much better now.
Some things that I do is I encourage him by telling him if he do well in his studies, we'll go for McDonald's treat, or I just brought him to K-Box and I send him postcard, write him emails. I text him quite often to see how he's doing in his studies.
What do you dream about becoming when you're older?
It never changed. My dream is that I still want to be a chef. So yeah, my goal is to be a successful chef and famous chef. And he will never change.
Brandon's is a success story where efforts to keep him in school have paid off. Sadly though, figures show that about 70% of at-risk students still choose to drop out. When this happens, their last chance at education is school readmission for these out-of-school youths. So far, an encouraging 85% of dropouts have successfully returned to school. After the break, this 16-year-old who's never been to school in her life